Hey guys, Grassman here, playing more Magic Survival. Guest load the previous game. We're going for all the spirits, remember. We've got 4. We're looking for 2 artifacts, specifically. We have level 3 spirit, we've also chosen the spirit class. And these are artifacts. We're looking for 2 specific artifacts, those being the core of spirit and the mask. Each of them gives +1 spirit. So remember, for anyone wondering how you can get the most spirits, you get +1 from choosing the summoner class. You get 4 from the natural levels, and a 5th one from choosing the +1 spirit option. So that is... my computer is like updating in the background. Sorry about that. You can hear that. You can hear that. So that's 4, 5, 6. 7 and 8 you can get from mask and core of spirit. I've had 7 before, never had 8. And 9 is theoretically possible with the final upgrade of the summoner. But that is the highest you can possibly go. So we're at 5 now. So it's on level 4. We're going to have 1 more from the levels, which will get us to 6. And then 7 or 8 are both just the upgrades. So we need to get lucky with core of spirit and mask. And we do specifically need both. I've had 7 before. I got core of spirit and mask on one run, but I didn't have... that was one when I didn't have summoner. That's when I got the idea to add summoner and just get 8. So I know it's possible 8. I've just never had it, and that's what we're going for now. So we really just need to get lucky with the artifacts. This one's spirit, damage, and speed of projectile, as well as energy bolt stuff. Yes, we just need to get really lucky with the artifacts, and that's pretty much all it is to this run. It's just get lucky with artifacts. I have that thing I can choose to, like, start with artifact. I could choose that as an ability for one of these times, to get any extra artifacts. But, like, the magic barely even matters. You start with a spirit level, so the levels are almost certain. As long as you actually choose to get a spirit, as well. It's fine. Shield. Quick charge. Oh, it's one here. Need all of these I can get. The chests are like the #1 thing we're going after, except other than money. Money trumps all. Unless I can, like, guarantee getting 8 spirits or something, there's no point in, like... I'll go after the money instead. Blizzard. As for the actual computer, I'm thinking, I have to figure out how stuff works. I don't know... I'm pretty sure, like, the common recorder thing is OBS. Problem is I'm, like, not at all computer savvy. I don't know how that would work. I don't know if it would cost money. I, like, assume it would if it's, like, a good editor or a good recorder. I'm not exactly sure what OBS is, to be honest. Probably stands for something. Auxiliary brain support. No, auxiliary starts with an A. Override brain support. I think OBS might have more sinister intentions than we first thought. I'm pretty sure it's like the computer's version of a good recorder, though. So, I do have to figure out how that works. And then I really don't know. I mean, like... Then it's like just a matter of what do I want to record. I think, like, there are some, like, really old games. I guess I'm gonna, like, talk about my childhood a bit here. I was playing games probably since I was, like, less than 2. Mainly, like, computer games at first. I played Spades, Insane Aquarium. Spades, Insane Aquarium, the Farm Frenzy games. With the Sorry, cat walked into my room. So Spades, which was just a single-player solitaire game. What were the other ones? What did I say? Inside Aquarium, Roller Coaster Tycoon, and Age of Empires were like the first games I played, along with like Farm Frenzy, some like free Big Fish games. I didn't know Friv existed, but I played Big Fish games. That was like the website we would go to for the free games. And then there were like there were a couple other games for the PS3 and the Wii. For the Wii, we had like My Life as a Dark Lord and the World of Goo demo. My Life as a Dark Lord is still one of my favorite games. I haven't played in a while. I'll probably like record that at some point too. I'm gonna leave already, cat, please. Totem again. So there's some like really old games. I came back to Insane Aquarium a while ago, but it wasn't like a very well-made game. It was like a kind of a bad copy. So it was like the same game, but it didn't work. The final boss bugged out and didn't work properly. So hopefully I can do that at some point. And then there's like Super Mario Galaxy 2 I played later. One of the other sooner games was Final Fantasy 1. We had that for the PS3. And that was also one of the first games I played. There's a hair on my screen. So, going back to some of those games is going to be like really nostalgic. You know, like going back to like Farm Frenzy, where you know you like you absolutely murder, you like you pretty much beat the game. You just have to claim your last like chicken, your last like bird or whatever. And so you summon 2,000 chickens and then just give them one thing of grass and watch them all die. You know, maybe committing chicken genocide and playing Age of Empires before the age of 2 was not a good idea. I seriously think I had played it before 2. I'm not sure if that's like how possible that is. But I remember when I was 4 was when I started going to preschool, but I remember playing video games for a long time before that. So it must have been slightly before, or around the age of 2. Because preschool would have been when I was 4. And I'd pretty much spend, like, most of every day on the computer playing video games. It was a lot of, like, Insane Aquarium, like, either Age of Empires, like, nonsense, murder the same guys over and over again kind of stuff. Or, Insane Aquarium, just keep grinding. Or sometimes go over to Big Fish. So now that my computer's working, I went to Big Fish yesterday, and I looked up Farm Frenzy, and there it was. And I considered playing it, and then I realized, no, I probably want to record this, because this is going to be, like, nostalgic and whatnot. I want to be recording all the nostalgia, all the games that are going to be, like, super nostalgic for me. These ones that I played over a decade ago. Like, these are games I would have played, like, almost a decade and a half ago. Like, some of them I haven't played in over a decade. Insane Aquarium was for our computer that broke. I'll take the other Ogre Elixir. So, I had there was this, like, old computer we had. This, like, square computer. We've also got, like, a square TV downstairs. So the square computer, eventually at some point I got banned. I think I was, like, probably 7. No. I must have been 6, and then I got banned from, like, Age of Empires for 2 years, or maybe I was 7 and it was 1 year. But I was banned until I was, like, 8 years old. It must have been 8, unless it was... Yeah, that must have been it. I was banned for at least a year. Like, my parents didn't let me play it. And I know it was, like... I moved when I was 10. Or I turned 10 in a new house. So it must have been around, like, the age of 6 or 7 I got banned. My parents wouldn't let me play for a year. And And, you know, it's because I was like, you pretend to murder a guy in the living room and people get mad for some reason. I don't know. Jump up on the table, shoot a bow, and then get shot down. Anyone seen the Age of Empires, like, intro logo? Guy shoots an arrow, and then he gets ready to shoot another arrow, and then he gets shot in the stomach twice and falls over. And off the coffee table. That was me. And, you know, apparently I'm not supposed to be doing that, so... When it finally came back, I was super excited, and then the computer broke not long after. I, like, remember even holding my stuffed animals in a certain way, that I would have, like, always have the 4 of them with me, while I was playing video games, and I would just play video games with the other hand. I'd hold the 4 of them with one hand, and then play video games with the other hand, with just a mouse. Memories. So that computer broke, and Age of Empires we had on a disc, so we were able to move that. But Insane Aquarium I hadn't played again since. That probably broke before I was 9 years old. So it's been... So, like, I've played it on this channel already, but it was a bad version, so I'm gonna have to go back again. But... I like, discounting that... If you discount that one time I, like, sort of played it on the channel with the bad mobile version, I haven't played that game in over... What, half a decade? About half a baker's decade? A baker's decade. Is a baker's decade 11 or 13 years? What's 13 years? A baker's dozade? So a decade is 10 because dec. So a dozade? A baker's dozade? So I haven't played in over half a baker's dozade. And this is how numbers work, ladies and gentlemen. Dawes for Dosnell. That, like, sounds too wrong, but I think it might be right. So there's, like, and some of these games, like Farm Frenzy, I don't know when the last time I played that was. Probably just as long, if not longer. There's, like, 3 Farm Frenzy games. Age of Empires I've played fairly recently. You know, probably just a couple months ago I was, like, slaughtering archers. You know, when you just make a level with thousands and thousands of bowmen and just slaughter them all. This is not gonna be good if I ever get framed with murder. my like video, I would have to think about it. I could legitimately make a video thinking about how many things I've murdered in different games. Like, write down all the games and then think of how many things I've murdered. I'm probably at... That's at least, like, 2,000 per run of that. I'm probably at millions in just Age of Empires alone. I may very well be over, like... I may be at a couple dozen million in all games combined. I am very murderous. I mean, if you count all these things as living souls, Magic Survival's actually added quite a bit to the toll. Depends what you count as alive, but Age of Empire deaths are certainly in the millions, if not tens of millions. So yeah, there's some of these games I'm really excited to go back to with the, like the computer now. And then there's some new games. I've never played the original Dungeon Keeper. I played Dungeon Keeper Mobile. But apparently the original Dungeon Keeper is actually good, and the mobile version sucks. I don't know what these people are talking about. Like, free-to-play mobile Dungeon Keeper, my only complaint, I was too good. Let me tell you the story behind what was wrong with mobile Dungeon Keeper. If you lost against a player who was too much higher than you, it would only make you lose, like, 1 trophy. So if I'm at, like, with strength-wise, so if I'm at, like, 5,000 trophies and I'm fighting someone at 5,000 trophies, or if I'm at 5,000 trophies, the game's gonna match me up against someone with 5,000 trophies. But the amount of trophies I win or lose are going to be based on the power difference. So my power might only be 100,000, and the enemy power might be 300,000. Just as numbers, for example. Probably closer to millions or whatever. I'm not sure exactly what the power would have been in the Dungeon Keeper mobile. But that's kind of what it was. I was facing people like twice as more powerful as me, but with the same trophies. Because I would select my fights. And I was actually quite good at winning, even ones I really shouldn't have won. So I was good at the game, and I selected my fights. So I ended up facing players with 2 or 3 times as much power, but the same trophy count. So I would get destroyed when these players come in, but I would only lose a tiny amount of damage. I would only lose, like, you know, if I get beat up by one of these big players, I'll lose 1 trophy. If I lose a battle against one of these super players, I'll lose 1 trophy. So I would lose all these, like, tiny amounts of trophies, but I'd gain 30 when I would win one. Because there's sometimes players who just, like, give you their heart in exchange for you not taking any of their gold or anything. So they're just, like, they'll make half the map empty, and then just a straight shot to the heart. And then all you have to do is, like, then the only thing you have to worry about is that the heart actually gains self-defense after level 10. So the exploit for that is send in a couple skeletons to trigger traps, and then send your warlocks, and they'll shoot over at the heart, and the heart can't hit him. Because past level 10, it gets a melee fire attack, but that's all it has. So you just send in skeletons to trigger traps, and then send in warlocks afterwards. And as long as there's nothing that's gonna, like... As long as there's not, like, a graveyard in the vicinity with its giant range that can hit the warlocks, you're fine. And then they'll usually just die right after. Sometimes they'll go hit something else, and then... But usually there's just nothing else there. Sometimes they can't even do enough damage to actually kill the heart in time. I would always have 4 warlocks in hand. I had, like, this specific amount of guys I would summon. I would always have, like, 2 of this, 21 of these, 10 of these, or 11 skeletons, 22 trolls, 4 warlocks, 4 or 5 bile demons, at least 2 resurrectors, 2 mistresses. I think I said, like, 22 trolls already. Ghosts, I didn't find that helpful. They were just kind of too weak. The dragons, again, they were, like, too susceptible to anti-air. And I didn't have my disabled trap spell high level. I used them as frequently as I could, but it just still takes forever. I did like the game, though. It's a good... people are, like, mad at Dungeon Keeper Mobile because it was, like, it's a mobile game, but, like... Yeah, that's the thing. It's a mobile game. You have to learn how mobile games work. Dungeon Keeper Mobile is, like, the game that taught me how mobile games work. That kind of taught... It kind of taught me how mobile games work without teaching me how mobile games work. Anyway, I never played the original, but... Like, I just kind of know how mobile games work. They're all cash grabs. They all want your money because they're free to play. That's the thing. If it's free, you're going to get all these ads and these requirements. It's not going to actually be a good game. It's more of just a waste of time game. And I'm fine with that. That's why, like, that I take my time. I have patience. And there are certain things I don't like. If it's like a thing where, like, in Raid Shadow Legends you get 1 energy every 5 minutes, and if I have to, like, if you can't go beyond the maximum in Raid Shadow Legends, and I was capped at 100 energy or something, or, like, slowly increasing based on level, and I couldn't go beyond that, I would be furious at the game. I wouldn't still have it. Because what I prefer to do is come in, do a couple battles, claim the 3 free daily energy things, and then have ended up gaining 200 energy. Sure, I'm losing out on 1 energy every 5 minutes, but I don't really give a shit. I'm a slow player. So I'm going to take, like... So, on some, like, challenge, I'll spend 20,000 energy all at once, but then I'll just save up again. I think I'm, like, at 30... I mean, I'm, like, either at, like, 27,000 or 37,000 energy or something right now, because I just save up the whole time. How have we not gotten any of those artifacts by now? We're at 30 minutes already, jeez. Yeah, so... With the computer, I do want to, like... Once I figure it out, that's when I want to start doing some of these games. Thing is, like... Right now, I want to go play, like, Farm Frenzy. I was considering doing it right now. Thing is, right now, it's 2:40 a.m. So, I'm recording this video for tomorrow. The next 2 days are going to be busy for us. Some family's coming over for a barbecue. I'm still going to try and get the same amount of videos out. I might not be able to get as many out Sunday. That's when it's actually happening. My plan is, like, record this one now for Saturday, record a second one on Saturday for the second Saturday video, and then record one night Saturday, so that I have one, so then record one, like, night Saturday to upload, like, as early as possible Sunday, and then hopefully record one Sunday morning and upload it mid-Sunday. So upload it just, like, upload it whenever, when, like, the normal time is, around 5. Because they're pretty fast to upload. All I do is, like, I name them. I don't really do much for description or anything. Even, like, the title. I just let... It usually chooses some vibrant title. It usually just... YouTube's actually pretty good at choosing titles. It usually chooses whatever has the most, like, colors. Only problem is sometimes if there's an ad in the video, it'll pick up on the ad, and then it starts showing the ad. That's, like, the only time I'll ever actually change the thumbnail. I'll change it specifically from an ad to something else. And sometimes, if it's, like, all 3 recommendations are ads, then you have to add a custom thumbnail. And so I'll just go, like, take a picture of whatever, and, like, some bit of the game, and I'll put that there. Or I'll go into the video and take a screenshot of a part of the video. But I very rarely do actual thumbnail work. I usually just name the video and move on. Eventually there will be a time where I'm doing, like, proper videos, probably edited thumbnail stuff. I mean, like, the future is likely going to be, like, more like what RT does. Have some edited videos that go up on the actual channel, and the rest is mainly going to be a VODs channel. You know, like, I'll like, stream it, and then put it up on, like, a VOD channel. And that's kind of what it'll, like, be instead. I'll probably stream for a couple hours every day, and there'll very rarely be breaks, probably. I mean, sometimes it might be a break, like, instead of streaming, I'm just recording something talking to a camera. You know? Because I like the style of video where it's just simpler, and I'm talking instead of actually... I gotta end this now, but I like it where I'm talking instead of, like, trying to, like, be funny and then have to edit it. And the editing is the most annoying part. Eventually, once I'm, like, higher subscribers, I will probably hire an editor, get things to actually, you know, make the videos, like, even better, like, top-tier quality, and then there'll be, like, a VODs channel for this stuff and whatnot. So, yeah, I gotta end this here. Hope you guys enjoyed. We didn't get it today, but we are still going here. We are going to keep trying for the 8 spirits. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, if you like my content, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.